The holographic alert blinked insistently across the command center of the Earth Defense Fleet. Commander Aric Voss leaned over the central console, eyes narrowing as the message unfolded. Aric exhaled, letting the weight of the ultimatum sink in. Humanity had survived plagues, near-extinction wars, and centuries of underestimation. Yet here was the Council, ancient, sprawling, arrogant, assuming they could dictate terms to a species that had clawed itself on the brink of annihilation. 72 hours, muttered Lieutenant Karashun, her fingers dancing over the tactical interface. They really think we'll just bow down. Aric didn't answer immediately. Instead, he stared at the rotating model of the Orion Quadrant projected in midair. Red markers indicated Council monitoring stations, black lines their fleet routes. A single human fleet ship blinked defiantly near the edge of Council-controlled space. That blinking dot represented all of humanity's hope and all of its hubris. They've underestimated us for centuries, Aric finally said, voice low but steady. And that's their first mistake. Humans adapt, humans endure, and humans fight when cornered. Kara gave a sharp nod. So what's the plan? Compliance is out of question, I take it. Aric's gaze swept the room. Officers, engineers, and strategists, faces tense but resolute, awaited guidance. Compliance is surrender, and surrender is death. We upgrade the fleet. We test every prototype, every AI-guided warship, every quantum disruption system we've been hiding. The Council may control numbers and technology, but they do not control ingenuity. A soft chime signaled the arrival of the Council's envoys, a ceremonial but thinly veiled threat. On the bridge, a shimmering hologram of High Chancellor Tyrann, Velcor, materialized, his eyes, pale, calculating, and unyielding, fixed on Aric. Commander Voss, Velcor intoned, voice resonant and chilling. Earth has been given fair warning. Humanity's expansion is a danger to galactic stability. Cease all militarization or face annihilation. Aric stepped forward, unflinching. High Chancellor, humans do not take orders from those who fear them. You speak of danger, yet it is ignorance, not power, that blinds you. We will not surrender our future to threats or intimidation. Velcor's expression remained unreadable. Defiance will be met with decisive action. Your species is fragile. You will regret your choices. We may, Aric admitted, but regret is yours if you believe you can contain what you cannot predict. With a flick of his clawed fingers, Velcor vanished. Silence lingered for a heartbeat longer. Then the room erupted into coordinated activity. Every engineer and strategist moved with purpose. Aric strode to the fleet map, overlaying proposed deployment routes. Section Delta, he said, tracing a path, will patrol the outer colonies under stealth protocols. Section Sigma will conduct rapid maneuvers near Council supply routes. Every AI system is authorized to engage autonomously if necessary. We strike, not just to survive, but to show we cannot be underestimated. Ensign Rico's voice trembled slightly as he pointed to a red marker blinking closer to Earth. Commander, reconnaissance reports a Council strike group en route. 27 dreadnoughts, 3 battlecruisers. They'll reach the outer perimeter in 12 hours. Aric's eyes flicked to the display, calculating. 12 hours. Then we set the trap. Let them think they face unprepared colonies. We lure them into the asteroid belt near Tau Ceti. Narrow paths, heavy debris. Their numbers will work against them there. Our smaller, faster ships will flank, disable, and neutralize the vanguard before it can relay intelligence. Kara frowned, concern etched across her features. They won't just fall for a trap. Their scanners are sophisticated, and their AI commanders adapt faster than ours. That's why humans think differently, Aric replied, his tone sharp. We don't just follow algorithms. We improvise. We sacrifice. We adapt. Their AI predicts patterns. Ours create new ones. They expect obedience and uniformity. We deliver chaos and innovation. Outside the orbital windows, the stars spun silently, indifferent to galactic politics. Yet each light represented a potential battlefield, a colony, a human life at stake. Aric's hands clenched as he considered the cost of defiance. Every life counted, and yet hesitation could mean extinction. Preparations must be flawless, he continued. Civilians must be moved to safe zones. Communication lines must remain secure. No leaks. If the Council suspects even a fraction of our strategy, they'll strike with overwhelming force. Technicians nodded. Fingers fly across consoles. Holographic schematics of warships illuminated the room. Quantum disruptors pulsing, stealth coatings adjusting, AI drones calculating trajectory in real time. Humanity has spent decades in secret preparation. Now, every hidden capability would be tested. Kara glanced at Aric, a trace of doubt in her eyes. Commander, do you really think we can win? Aric paused, eyes meeting hers. Not just win, he said, voice carrying weight. We will survive, and in surviving, we will teach the galaxy that humanity is not a species to control or ignore. Our ingenuity, our courage, that is our weapon, and it is sharper than any blade or missile the Council possesses. Outside, a faint tremor shivered through the station's hull. Council scouts were near, testing defenses, unaware of the ambush awaiting them. Aric activated the comlink, voice calm but commanding. All sections, deploy according to Omega Protocol. Target scouting vessels. Use stealth vectors and AI-assisted tactics. Hit them where they think they are safe. Remember, unpredictability is our advantage. Let them realize that human ingenuity cannot be contained. The officers dispersed, determination igniting in their eyes. Engineers began calibrating weapons. AI cores hummed to life, and stealth drives charged silently. For the first time, Aric allowed himself a moment of grim satisfaction. Humanity was not only alive, it was ready to strike back. Hours later, the first Council ships entered the asteroid belt. They were confident, precise, and utterly unprepared for the web of traps awaiting them. Aric's fleet emerged from shadows, striking with surgical precision. Explosions lit the void, debris spinning in a deadly ballet. Council commanders were shocked, unaccustomed to such unconventional tactics. In the command center, Aric watched, unwavering. This, he said quietly, is only the beginning. They thought they could dictate terms. They will learn. Humans do not bow. We endure. We fight. And we innovate. As the first wave of enemy ships crumpled under human strategy, a single thought coursed through Aric's mind. The void of space was no longer silent. The Council's fleet advanced in precise formations, engines glinting against distant starlight, an ocean of dreadnoughts and cruisers moving like a single living organism. Yet, among the stars, a smaller, faster human fleet maneuvered with uncanny coordination, shadows darting between celestial debris, each ship anticipating threats before sensors could register them. Commander Aric Voss stood on the bridge of SS Indomitable, surveying the holographic map of the battlefield. Red markers indicated Council ships, blue, the human contingent. Lines of predicted movement crisscrossed the projection, but Aric ignored the expected paths. Predictions are for the unimaginative, he muttered. We create our own reality. Lieutenant Karashin leaned over, fingers brushing the tactical interface. Reports from Delta and Sigma sections indicate Council reconnaissance is already adapting. They're rerouting around the asteroid fields, attempting to isolate our forward colonies. Aric's jaw tightened. Good. Let them think they're ahead. But no fleet can maneuver without exposing vulnerabilities. We divide, distract, and strike where they least expect. That is human strategy. The first strike came with sudden ferocity. Council drones, sleek and deadly, breached the outer perimeter near the Tau Ceti colonies. Automated turrets opened fire, but human pilots anticipated their trajectory. Quantum stealth frigates emerged from behind asteroids, firing precision disruptor beams. Council vessels faltered, AI systems overwhelmed by maneuvers no algorithm could fully predict. Target their lead frigate, barked Aric. Let them see what unpredictability looks like. In the chaos, a young pilot, Ensign Rico, gritted his teeth as his ship twisted through gravitational turbulence, dodging ion blasts. Commander, shields at 40%. They're adapting faster than anticipated. Aric's voice was calm, sharp. Then push harder. Use the belt. Let their numbers become a liability. We do not fight fair. We fight smart. On the bridge, engineers adjusted AI-driven turrets. Swarms of micro-drones darting from ship to ship, hacking and disabling Council systems mid-flight. Humanity had spent decades perfecting these hidden weapons, and now they sang in deadly harmony. Meanwhile, on Earth, the Council's emissaries broadcasted a warning. Velkor's image flickered across communication channels. Humanity, cease your resistance. Your efforts are futile. You face extinction. Aric did not flinch. They'll learn, he said softly, almost to himself, that resistance is never futile when humans fight for survival. The battle escalated. Council dreadnoughts, heavily armed and armored, pressed forward. Plasma cannons fired in sweeping arcs, lighting up the asteroid belt with destructive brilliance. Human fighters, smaller and more maneuverable, weaved through debris and enemy fire. Each movement was calculated yet flexible, blending human instinct with AI precision. Kara's fingers flew over a console. Commander, Sigma Section reports success in disabling 2 battlecruisers. The enemy is losing coordination. We've created confusion in their ranks. Aric's lips curved slightly. Confusion is the first step toward victory. Maintain pressure. Every delay, every hesitation, costs them credibility in the eyes of Council. Remember, chaos is a weapon humans wield better than any technology. From the tactical screens, Aric noticed a Council flagship attempting a flanking maneuver. Send Rico and Delta Squadron to intercept. Use the new ion swarm tactic. Hit their engine simultaneously. Disable, don't destroy. Leave them alive to wonder how we did it. Rico's voice, trembling yet determined, came through. Understood, Commander. Engaging. Minutes later, the flanking fleet faltered. Ion swarms, a human innovation combining AI-guided microdrones and high-energy pulses, pierced shields and jammed communications. Council officers aboard the flagship cursed, their centuries of superiority crumbling in real time. Meanwhile, Aric received intelligence reports from colonies under siege. Civilians had been evacuated to hidden stations, and engineers continued to operate covertly. Every colony was both a shield and a weapon, reinforcing humanity's interconnected strategy. Kara, relay this to the fleet. Human ingenuity is the deadliest weapon they'll ever underestimate, Aric said. A tense moment passed as Council dreadnoughts regrouped. Velkor's voice echoed again, filled with irritation. You are reckless. Your species lacks discipline. Submit, and we may yet spare your colonies. Aric's eyes narrowed. Discipline is not the absence of creativity. Discipline is knowing when to strike, when to deceive, and when to endure. That is something humans excel at. The battle reaches crescendo near the heart of the asteroid belt. Council vessels collided with hidden human mines, disguised as mere rocks. Explosions erupted with deafening brilliance, fragmenting ships and scattering debris across the void. Human fighters darted between wreckage, targeting weak points and disabling systems with surgical efficiency. Aric's mind raced through calculations. Every move, every counter, every feint was part of grander strategy. Victory was not only survival, it was a message to the galaxy that humans could not be measured or contained. In the chaos, Rico's voice came again. Commander, the lead dreadnought is immobilized. They're sending signals, requesting negotiation. Aric allowed himself a rare, grim smile. Negotiation is irrelevant now. Let them learn that when humans fight, we do not pause for words. We act. As the final Council ships faltered, Aric convened his officers. This is only the beginning. The galaxy thought humans were predictable. They thought obedience was inherent to our species. Today, we prove them wrong. But tomorrow, the war will intensify, and we must be ready. Kara looked at him, awe and respect in her eyes. Commander, the Council will not forgive this. Aric's gaze hardened, scanning the remnants of the battlefield. Forgiveness is a luxury humans do not ask for. Survival is our mandate. And if the Council believes victory is guaranteed because they have numbers, they will learn the cost of underestimating ingenuity, courage, and the human spirit. The stars reflected on the bridge's polished surfaces, distant yet witnessing humanity's defiance. In that quiet moment, amidst chaos and destruction, Aric realized something profound. Humans did not need to be the strongest. They only needed to be clever, relentless, and unyielding. And that combination, cunning, courage, and creativity, was something the Galactic Council had never truly understood. With the immediate threat neutralized, human fleets regrouped, their movements silent and precise. Earth's colonies remained intact. Every ship, every pilot, every civilian had played a part. And in the minds of those who survived the battle, a single truth echoed across the void. Humanity would not yield. The Council had underestimated them. That mistake would be the first of many. The void around Earth had become a battlefield unlike any in galactic history. Council dreadnoughts, countless in number, advanced with relentless precision, engines blazing trails of destruction. Humanity's fleets, smaller but faster, slipped through shadows of debris and orbital anomalies, exploiting every flaw in their enemy's formation. Commander Aric Voss stood on the bridge of SS Indomitable, eyes scanning holographic projections of Council maneuvers. His jaw was set, mind calculating permutations faster than any AI could process. They had weathered skirmishes, ambushes, and cunning feints. Now, the final confrontation loomed. "Kara," he said, voice steady, "initiate Omega Prime Protocol. Every fleet section, every AI swarm, and every hidden minefield is active. We are about to turn defense into decisive offense." Lieutenant Kara Shun's fingers flew across her console. "Understood, Commander. Delta and Sigma sections are in position. Civilian evacuation is complete. All stealth vectors charged and ready." Aric turned to the central display. A massive Council fleet orbited in formation, confident, undeterred. At its center, Velcor's flagship glowed ominously, projecting authority and menace across the battlefield. The High Chancellor had underestimated humanity's ingenuity before, but Aric knew Velcor would anticipate a direct assault this time. Humans needed deception, innovation, and audacity. "Deploy the decoy fleet," Aric ordered. "Let them focus on what they perceive as our main attack. The real strike comes from the flanks. Unpredictability is our advantage, again." As the decoy fleet engaged the Council vanguard, explosions lit the darkness, drawing attention while human stealth frigates circled unseen. Micro-drones swarmed like a storm of metallic insects, infiltrating enemy systems, cutting power, jamming communications. Council ships faltered, their AI commanders struggling to adapt. Velcor's voice echoed across communications, authoritative and disdainful. "Humans, you think cunning will save you? Your fleets are inferior, your technology primitive. Submit, and your species may endure in limited capacity." Aric's reply was calm but cutting. "The galaxy is not a playground for your arrogance. Humans endure, humans adapt, and humans fight when cornered. We do not submit. We innovate." The battle intensified. Council dreadnoughts fired concentrated plasma volleys, while human vessels darted between debris and gravitational anomalies. Every movement was calculated chaos. Every strike unpredictable. SS Indomitable unleashed its quantum disruptors, piercing shield arrays and rendering Council vessels immobile. "Kara, focus on the flagship," Aric commanded. "Prepare for orbital engagement. Rico, Delta Squadron, intercept flank units. Timing is critical. Do not hesitate." Ensign Rico's voice was tense, determined. "Copy, Commander. Engaging now." Council ships attempted to regroup, but human AI drones disrupted coordination, leaving dreadnoughts isolated and vulnerable. One by one, they were disabled, not destroyed, forcing Velcor to witness the meticulous efficiency of human strategy. Humanity was not only surviving, it was dictating the terms of engagement. Aric's mind shifted to the final gambit. Prepare the Omega Quantum Swarm. This is a culmination of every hidden innovation, every AI protocol, every tactical secret we've developed. When deployed, it will neutralize the flagship's engines and communications simultaneously. Kara's eyes widened. "Commander, the swarm is volatile. Full deployment could damage nearby systems." Aric's gaze hardened. "Then we adjust the vector. Precision over power. Human ingenuity will minimize collateral damage while maximizing effect. That is how we win. Minutes later, the Omega Quantum Swarm was launched. Thousands of microdrones, each equipped with AI guidance and quantum pulses, streamed toward the flagship like a living tide. Velcor barked orders, but his fleet could not respond fast enough. Shields faltered, engines hiccuped, communications faltered. The Council flagship was crippled. A single thought crossed Aric's mind. This was more than a battle. It was a lesson. Humanity had defied the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy, relying not on brute force, but on adaptability, intelligence, and courage. "Prepare boarding pods," he commanded. "I will confront Velcor directly. The Council must understand why humans cannot be contained." The journey through the void was tense, silent except for the hum propulsion systems. Aric's reflection stared back at him from the viewport. The weight of command, the cost of defiance, the lives at stake. Yet, resolve burned stronger than doubt. Humans had fought against extinction before. They could do it again. Upon reaching the crippled flagship, Aric's boarding team deployed. Airlocks opened and corridors flooded with silence broken only by the soft hum of alien technology. Velcor waited, standing rigid in a chamber of cold metal and holographic projections. His eyes, pale and calculating, met Aric's without fear. "Commander Voss," Velcor intoned, "do you understand the magnitude of your actions? Humanity is reckless. Defiance is costly." Aric stepped forward, unflinching. "Reckless? No. Necessary. We were cornered, underestimated, and told to submit. Humans do not submit. We endure. We adapt. We fight. You've only begun to see what that means." Velcor's claws twitched, the only sign of agitation. "You may have won this battle, but the galaxy is vast. Do you truly believe humans can survive without annihilation looming at every turn?" Aric's voice carried calm certainty. "We do not predict the future, Velcor. We shape it. Through courage, innovation, and unity, humanity will endure. Your fleet has learned that today. The galaxy will learn it tomorrow." For a moment, silence filled the chamber. Then Velcor's expression shifted. A fraction of respect, buried beneath centuries of arrogance. "Perhaps your species is more formidable than I anticipated." "Formidable enough to demand respect," Aric replied. "Not out of fear, but because humans refuse to be ignored, controlled, or underestimated." The confrontation ended, and Aric returned the indomitable, leaving Velcor to oversee the retreat of the crippled fleet. Across the battlefield, human forces regrouped, securing colonies and wounded vessels. Every ship, every crew member, every civilian had played a role in this victory. As the dust settled, Aric addressed the fleet over comms. "Today, the galaxy witnessed what humans can accomplish when pushed to the edge. Remember this, survival is not enough. We endure, we innovate, and we fight. Let the Council understand. Humanity is a force they cannot control, a species they cannot predict, and a people they must respect." Beyond the bridge windows, stars glimmered silently, indifferent yet bearing witness. The cost had been high, but the message was clear. Humans had defied the galaxy, survived against impossible odds, and emerged triumphant. Not through overwhelming power, but through ingenuity, courage, and unbreakable will. In the quiet moments after battle, Aric stood alone, staring at Earth in the distance. The planet seemed small, fragile, and yet full of potential. Humanity's journey among the stars had only just begun. The galaxy had underestimated them, and that mistake would resonate for centuries. For the first time in decades, Aric allowed himself a faint smile. Humanity had not only survived, they had carved a place for themselves in the cosmos. And as long as they continued to innovate, adapt, and fight, no force in the galaxy could extinguish them. The silence of space after the battle was uncanny. The once bustling Council fleet now drifted in fracture formation, crippled and retreating toward uncharted sectors. The void, littered with remnants of destroyed vessels and scorched debris, reflected humanity's fierce defiance and the cost of victory. Commander Aric Voss stood on the bridge of SS Indomitable, staring at the tactical display. Earth's colonies had survived, though not without scars. Some orbital stations bore hull breaches, and several forward outposts required immediate repair. Yet, For the first time in galactic memory, humans had faced the might of the Council and emerged not only intact but victorious. Kara, Aric said, voice measured. Status report on fleet readiness and civilian security. Lieutenant Kara Shun's fingers flew across her console, toggling overlays and system diagnostics. Shield stable across 87% of vessels. Quantum drives operational. Civilian evacuation zones intact. Minimal casualties considering the scale. Repairs underway on all primary stations. The fleet is combat ready within 48 hours if needed. Aric nodded, scanning the projection of Council escape vectors. The retreating fleet left a trail of signals indicating disarray. Their chain of command fractured. Velcor's flagship was still partially functional, but the aura of invincibility had been shattered. Humanity had proven that even the most advanced galactic power could be outmaneuvered, outthought, and outlasted. Commander, Kara added cautiously, diplomatic channels are opening. Some Council sectors are requesting parley. They acknowledge human victories, though I suspect pride and humiliation guide their messages more than reason. Aric's lips curved into a faint smile. Let them come. Humans will meet them not as supplicants, but as equals. The galaxy must understand our species cannot be cornered or controlled. Diplomacy will follow strength, not intimidation. A calm link sparked to life, displaying a representative from the Orion Quadrant Council. The alien's compound eyes flickered with restrained curiosity and lingering contempt. Commander Voss, the emissary began, the Council is reviewing the recent engagements. Your species' actions are unprecedented. You have inflicted remarkable damage. Aric's gaze was steady. Our objective was never destruction. It was survival. And in surviving, we demonstrated that humans are capable of ingenuity, strategy, and resilience beyond what your records anticipate. The emissary's mandibles clicked nervously. You speak boldly. Many worlds have tried to defy the Council and failed. Why should we consider this outcome differently? Aric leaned forward, voice firm, because you've now witnessed it. Numbers and technology alone do not dictate outcomes. Creativity, adaptation, and unity define humanity. Underestimating us is a fatal mistake, a lesson we've already demonstrated. While diplomacy commenced, Aric turned his attention to Earth. From orbit, the planet appeared serene, oceans glinting under sunlight. Cities intact though bearing scars of hurried evacuation. Humanity's survivors were resilient, their spirit undiminished. Engineers, scientists, and civilians were already repairing infrastructure, mobilizing fleets, and enhancing defenses. The war had accelerated progress and unity. Adversity had forged a sharper, more cohesive species. Kara, Aric said softly, almost to himself, we've shown the galaxy what humans can achieve. But survival is only the beginning. We must ensure no force ever again underestimates us. Kara's eyes met his, understanding the weight of the statement. Commander, what about Velcor? Velcor will live, Aric replied, voice calm but deliberate. Defeat humbles, but it does not destroy. Let him return to his council with the knowledge that humanity cannot be ignored, cannot be intimidated, and will respond with both precision and innovation if challenged again. Respect, earned, not imposed, is far more lasting. Beyond the bridge, engineers monitored fleet repairs. Quantum drives hummed to life. Shield generators stabilized, and AI warships recalibrated for future threats. Humanity had not only survived the Council's assault, they had refined their capabilities, emerging smarter, faster, and more coordinated than ever. A signal came from one of the colonies. Ensign Rico's voice was excited, tinged with relief. Commander, all civilian stations report secure. Supply line stable. Casualty reports minimal. Thankfully, everyone who could be saved has been evacuated and accounted for. Aric nodded. Good work. Humanity survives not because of luck, but because we plan, adapt, and fight with resolve unmatched in the galaxy. Hours later, the first Council delegations arrived near neutral space, seeking parley under truce protocols. Aric met them aboard the Indomitable, projecting calm authority. Velcor, aboard a smaller vessel, observed silently, calculating, his expression a mix of lingering pride and newfound respect. Commander Voss, Velcor began, voice steady. It appears your species cannot be controlled as we assumed. The Council misjudged humans, perhaps catastrophically. Aric's gaze was unwavering. The galaxy has learned what humans have always known. Survival depends not on submission, but on courage, creativity, and the will to endure. We do not ask for recognition. We earn it. Velcor's claws flex subtly. And if humanity expands further, if your ingenuity continues unchecked, then the galaxy will adapt, Aric said, just as we did. Humanity seeks not conquest for its own sake, but survival and opportunity. Underestimate us again, and the consequences will not merely be tactical. They will redefine galactic relations. In the days that followed, Earth began receiving messages from distant systems, alien races expressing tentative respect. The story of humanity's ingenuity, audacity, and unbroken spirit spread rapidly. Colonies flourished. Trade resumed cautiously, and defensive alliances formed, all while Aric oversaw the rebuilding and strengthening of Earth's fleet. On the bridge, Aric reflected on the cost and consequences of defiance. The battle had been brutal, and lives had been lost. But through strategy, courage, and human ingenuity, extinction had been avoided. Humanity had not merely survived. It had ascended, securing its place as a force that the galaxy could neither ignore nor suppress. Kara approached quietly. "Commander, do you think they'll ever see humans as equals?" Aric's gaze drifted to the stars. Equality is not granted, it is claimed. And humanity has just taken its first step toward claiming its rightful place among the stars. The Council, the galaxy, they will adjust to this reality, willingly or not. As the sun rose over Earth's horizon, spilling light across oceans and cities, Aric allowed himself a rare moment of reflection. The galaxy had witnessed the unyielding spirit of a single planet's people. They had faced annihilation and emerged triumphant. The future was uncertain, but humanity now held the tools, the courage, and the ingenuity to shape it. And for the first time in centuries, the universe understood something new. Humans were not to be underestimated, and any who tried would face consequences far beyond expectation.